With a new season that's just landed today, we're going to see just how brutal Battleground is. Let's go.
As you know, the last Battleground season I managed to achieve Legend rank, and this was the reward for that. So I wasn't in the top 10 or anything like that. I didn't push it once I got to Legend. I just played super casually, and I played pretty casual through the whole season as well, but getting to Legend was definitely worth it for the 10 crests and 11 of each normal gem. So we also got additional rewards for being rank 32. So not completely awful, especially as so many people have swapped to Wizard recently. And this was the previous stats, and we're going to start a new season today. So we are back to Bronze 1. Now I'm going to match up and see how the battle goes. I'm not holding my breath with this one. Normally the first day of Battleground season is totally brutal unless you keep getting bot matches. So I don't have like high expectations for this to go well whatsoever. But we'll enter, and yeah, let's see how this battle goes. Now, one thing to remember with New Season Battleground is that you can match with any kind of resonance most of the time. I've had really bad experiences with it previously where I've entered and I've been against like 7k players in my first match. But this one luckily looks fairly balanced. So I'm playing with around 4,500 resonance for this battle. I'm using currently a 1-star gem and a 2-star gem in my PvP setup. So I'm using Misery Elixir and I'm also using Viper's Bite. This is working really nicely with my setup that I've got for PvP. I'm also using 2 pieces of Skybreaker's Bolt because a lot of people were raving about this set for Wizard in PvP, so I thought I would just give it a go. And it's been working really nicely with Misery Elixir, and with also using the dot effects in my build. So I've got 3 dots, I've got Burn, Bleed and Poison, and I'm not using the Wizard spam build like a lot of players are in PvP, so it's kind of a little bit unexpected when people come face to face with me, I find. And I'm not able to spam my skills as much as a lot of the other Wizard spam PvP builds or the popular Wizard builds, but that's absolutely fine because on mobile it's much easier to play something that isn't as fast paced as that. So all idols are down already, or guardians, whichever you want to call them, and we've got the enemy team pushing forward. So I'm going to try to kind of give a little bit of damage here, stop people coming through to the bottleneck too quickly. And yeah, we'll see how we can do if we can actually get any kills in. I have a feeling that I'm going to get quite a lot of assists. I've found this quite a lot in Battleground recently. Using the 1-star gem in my setup, I get a huge amount of assists but not a huge amount of kills. I think it's just because I'm not dealing quite as much damage as I would be if I was using all 5-star gems or the original setup that I had, which is absolutely fine because you know what, support in PvP is just as important as being top for kills. And sometimes having crazy amount of assists is kind of better than being top with just like 5 kills or 6 kills or something like that. So taking quite a lot of damage here, so I'm going to just retreat and try and bandage before I die. Sometimes you have too many effects on you. I've had it before where I've been retreating and before I've got a chance to bandage I literally just drop dead from one of the damage over time effects that hits me or something else that hits me. So yeah, I always make sure now that I actually retreat so that I don't just die every time. I'm going to try and stay alive as long as possible in this match as well. So we've got 2 kill streak going on so far, not the greatest amount of kills, but we're so far keeping the enemy team away from moving their idols forward, pushing forward with that. And I'm going to just focus on this barbarian a little bit. Barbarians in Battleground, we've kind of reverted again to them being unkillable. I know I just took that player down, but that was because I had my anglets active on him. But generally, barbarians are pissing off a lot of players, I'd say. That's the kind of feedback that I've been hearing. Their whirlwind Their whirlwind builds are insane at the moment in PvE and PvP. And it's like they literally just nerfed the class and now they've given it this huge buff with the new essences. A lot of people moan about Wizard, but you know what, Wizard hasn't been OP for a very long time, so it's nice to have something to play. And honestly, I feel like with Wizard, you can't really nerf this unless you replace the spam build with something else that's going to be fairly strong. Especially as the spam builds aren't just for PvP, they're being used in PvE as well. And without them, Wizard is kind of like a piece of shit, to be honest, because all you've got is CC builds in PvP, which everyone got annoyed with Wizards having to use that when it was the only option for a while. Yeah, I don't know what the option would be for Wizard. I'm just dead again here at the moment, so just wait to revive. And yeah, so I don't really know what the answer is, what the solution is with Wizard. I feel a little bit like what GameZone said in our chat. If you've not seen that, we had a little chat a little while ago and I posted the video on my channel. And we were both saying that it would be nicer to see classes getting buffed instead of focusing on a specific class and nerfing it. Maybe buffing the other classes some way to make them stronger. Some classes I don't feel need it. I think Barbarian, Crusader and Wizard are all in a pretty solid place in PvP. Demon Hunter also does really well in PvP, but a lot of people ditched that class when they got the shoulder nerf recently, which I think was totally uncalled for. I've seen plenty of matches where Demon Hunter is still top for kills. So I think it's a little bit disappointing that so many players gave up on it so easily. But then you have people like myself, like GZ, that generally stick to the same class at all times. Yes, GameZone has played other classes when they're new in game. He has tried out a few other classes, but Demon Hunter is his main class. And I think it's unfortunate when you get players that will just go for whichever class is OP instead of kind of mastering a specific class. No shade or anything like that, but obviously it's just things like that that make the game a lot more unbalanced. You're kind of at the situation with PvP currently where if you're against a team that has loads of Crusaders or a team with loads of Barbarians or a team with loads of Wizards, you know from the start you're going to lose that match. And those are the three classes that a lot of people seem to be playing in PvP. Now, Crusaders are basically like kryptonite to Wizards. You cannot defeat them. Crusaders are the class that I have the biggest issue with in PvP. It's the one class that I can't really ever take down in PvP. So you can see here I'm not doing too badly so far for this match. Did obviously just die once again. I was hoping not to die too much, but obviously that was wishful thinking. As I said, the first Battleground of the season is normally pretty brutal. But our team seems to be doing pretty well so far on the kills and keeping the idols back. They kind of keep swapping sides, which is normal in PvP, it's expected. And yeah, I'm really hoping for a victory. It would be really nice to have a good start to the Battleground series season. Normally I avoid this for the first 2 to 3 weeks. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows I always avoid Battleground at the beginning of the series. Oh my god, why do I keep saying series? At the beginning of the season. But this morning I woke up early and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get into Battleground and I'm going to try and make a rank at least. I'm hoping to get to silver maybe by the end of the week. Again, that might be wishful thinking. I generally play Battleground more in the morning. I find it's a lot more balanced that time of day. The evening is totally brutal. That's usually when you end up with whale lobbies. But obviously with the new season, I said the right word this time, with the new season of Battleground, you do have that advantage of having some bot matches in bronze, and this definitely does help with actually increasing your rank in PvP. Previously, when they didn't have the bot matches, it was kind of even worse. At least now you kind of find that if you have a loss, quite often you get a bot match straight after, and that makes it so much easier to actually climb the ranks a little bit and not struggle so much in PvP. Cannot believe I died again. This same player keeps taking me down. I'm not going to be checking resonance or secondaries or anything at the end of this video. I'm just going to try my best and not judge too much. But there's definitely some players here that are, I think, between 5 and 6k resonance on both teams. That's absolutely fine. As I said, I'm under 5k resonance with this build. It's just that I find this has been quite a successful setup for me recently. Now we're down to the last few seconds of this match. I think hopefully it looks like they could actually push their idols any second. We are at the end of the match. We've managed to win it, not on kills or on kills. Yeah, just We just scraped it on the kills. Literally, that was so close. They were so close to breaking through the barrier there. Serious second on the team. I died way too many times, but you can see a lot of my teammates also died. We had quite a lot of kills from both teams. It was pretty balanced, I think, from that result overall. This player on the enemy team, also on our team, sorry, had quite a lot of badges there, despite being lower down, so they had quite a lot of badges for control duration. So the first match has given me a 100% win rate on Battleground, and I'm pretty happy with how that's happened. So I'm going to share the results from my other matches this morning, and yeah, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Official Diablo Partner.